This is a Japanese line made in Japan, and it's based on a lot of different beautiful plant extracts from the different herbs that you find here, to the lemongrass, eucalyptus. All of this is beauty plus wellness, right? It's a new dimension of beauty plus wellness. And I think that really speaks to the way that beauty is being looked at, sort of honoring what is traditional and then incorporating that from an outside inside perspective. And you see it with this line right here. So a lot of what they're using, like this is a foaming wash. There's a lot of foam that's used here in Japan. We used it last night with the hydrogen, and you can put the foam into the skin. I mean, when you see the Japanese women and how incredibly pristine and beautiful their skin is, the way that they treat their skin is actually quite different than the way we treat ours, and a lot of foams are used as part of that. This is another Japanese line, and it's got a large focus on waters, right? So you can see that it has a tone-up water, and then it's got the moist water. And we know the power of different We know the power of different hydrations coming from different sources. For example, hyaluronic acid is the miracle molecule. It holds 1,000 times its weight in water in the body, and it's so beneficial. And we also know that a lot of us are not able to hydrate fully from the water we're drinking. So we think, oh, I should be drinking 8 glasses of water. That's what I've been told I need to do. But really what we need to be looking at is how many times we're going to the bathroom, how many times we're urinating. That tells us the real amount of hydration that we have in our body. So you want to go to the bathroom at least 6 times a day, and then you know that you're flushing through your system, your kidneys are doing what they need to do, and you're getting the proper hydration. So the skin is in the same sort of boat. The skin needs to be hydrated, which is different than being moisturized, right? Moisture really protects and acts like a barrier. Hydration penetrates deep into the cells and gives us that plumpness, that nourishment that we need. In fact, a lot of the hydration that we have in our skin over time starts to decline, and our skin will literally leak moisture. It sounds like a weird thing. We've heard about a leaky gut, but did you know that your skin also leaks moisture? And so this brand is really geared toward increasing the moisture and the hydration in the skin. So cool. What inspired you? What drove that passion to go from banking into
I love beauty, I love cosmetics, and I love supplements, and I just wanted to study from the basic. And I just wrote it, that time, that was like 11 years ago.
Yes.
And blog was one of the things.
Yes.
Not like Instagram right now.
Right, yes.
So I started writing articles on blog, and everybody started reading it in Japan, and the publisher in Japan offered me to write a book.
Nice.
On what I've learned in New York.
Right.
And that's how I started.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. So I've published 7 books since then.
Incredible.
Based on beauty and inner beauty too,
yes.
of course.
Yes. Oh, that's
and about the hair and dieting. And
so cool. Even with all of the information that's here, for sure your grandmother and your great-grandmother and your mother were also very focused on beauty and had a deep understanding. Why do you think culturally it's so different and so far advanced?
Well, in Japan, we have because Japanese ladies have such a high, how do you call it, knowledge in beauty, and
such a high knowledge.
We love beauty.
Yes.
I want the beauty to be individual. You know how I want them to enjoy what they are, how they are, and to be themselves and enjoy life as much as they can.
Yes.
Through introducing the beauty too.
Sure.
In their life. But in Japan, beauty means how to do skincare and also the inner beauty and how to express themselves. And I wanted to help as much as I can.
To express that inner beauty.
Inner beauty and outer beauty.
And outer beauty. So how to express themselves. Will you share a little bit more what you mean by that?
By putting on makeups and by doing skincare.
Right.
And how they eat, the nutrition.
Yes.
I think they have a lot of knowledge, but still they are struggling because they have so much information in Japan. They're still struggling what's the right information.
Right.
And still looking for the answer. So I am the one who wants to help out, saying that it's not about spending money or putting on too much time on doing the skincare and makeup, but just having the right knowledge about the inner beauty as well as the skincare that will lead them to the right answer.
Really nice. Why do you think the Japanese women have such a high knowledge of beauty and an understanding?
Because we have so much information in also TV, Instagram, the SNS, social network.
Yes.
These days we have a lot of information, and everyone is very obsessed in having like bright skin and like the details.
Right.
It's not like whereas in the state, people will look at you as from top to toe.
Yes.
In Japan, we look into details, into your skin. If you have hyperpigmentation or any like lines, and that's where I think we need to change a little bit.
Right. So many of the beauty trends, if it's coming from here, if it's coming from Korea, if it's coming from different countries throughout Asia, but certainly the Japanese have that, like you said, that detailed aesthetics that you just don't see elsewhere.
Yeah, actually all over the world, I think Japanese and Korean beauty is on trend right now. That's why probably you think that.
Even for me 10 years ago, when I first started going to the laboratories where skincare products were being made, all the experts that would make the finest skincare were coming from this part of the world. We're Korean, we're Japanese, and I was wondering at that time, how could this be? This concept of inside-outside beauty is huge in the US, and it has been. And I, 10 years ago, brought beauty as a collagen ingestible supplement from my travels throughout Asia. I brought it into the US market. And it took us maybe about 3 years for the media to get excited about collagen, right? But now in the US, it's the biggest trend. Like in the past 2 or 3 years, it's taken that long.
So I think we do kind of similar.
I think so too. Yes. Yeah, I wrote my first book. I've spent the past 20 years traveling all over the world and bringing beauty trends and wellness, health and wellness. I'm French and I'm English, and so I brought resveratrol, which is, the red wine antioxidant, and then collagen into the US market and made them famous. But I agree. I mean, I think this idea for women all over the world is the same, inside and outside beauty, and how do we achieve it? What does it really mean?
I was looking at your website, and you have the similar product as I have too.
Yes.
You have supplements and
yes.
What is the name of the brand?
It's called OMI, O-M-I, outside meets inside, and it's the last 3 letters of my name.
They proved that some of the collagens, except especially like the peptides collagen, will definitely contribute to the collagen in the skin.
Yes.
So like the Shiseido studies too, they produced another collagen drinks, and it's selling very, very well.
Yes.
So
I saw it. I think I saw it at the stores.
Mhm.
So collagen. Do you drink a lot of bone broth? And
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Actually, when I'm on a diet, especially,
Yes.
I go on the bone broth dieting.
you?
Yes, and fasting.
Yes. Yeah. Fasting is huge.
Yeah, so I do that like once a month
Okay. How long do you fast for?
for 3 days.
Okay.
But
And do you do water fasting or?
No, do you?
Yes. Sure.
So you only drink water
Yeah.
during your
For
fasting?
like
How
five
long?
5 days
My
usually.
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's not that difficult. I think
No,
I
it's
can
not
do it
difficult.
too.
Yeah. No, it's really not difficult. It's just sort of getting used to it. And now more and more the research around fasting.
Because you look
So popular.
amazing.
You look amazing.
No, you do. You
You
do.
look really amazing.
But as a Japanese, you know, we don't age.
I know that. You don't age at all. It's unfair. It's totally unfair.
But having the white skin, of
Yeah.
course, and it's less production of the melanocytes.
Right.
So you tend to age more on your skin.
Interesting. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So you know, we produce more melanocytes as a Japanese, having
Right.
a
Yes.
yellower skin.
Yeah.
So that I think we say that slow the aging of the
Right.
skin.
For sure it does. Right. Interesting. So bone broth, fasting, collagen. What other beauty ingestible foods do you believe in?
Probiotics. We in Japan and in Asia, we say the intestines are mirrors of the skin.
Yeah.
So having the good inflora environment
Exactly, yeah.
of the
The microbiome.
intestine
Yeah.
is reflects the really
Yeah.
good condition of the skin. So having the healthier intestine will make your skin more.
What do you do for your intestine?
No, I have probiotics in my
here.
supplements,
Yeah.
of course,
Yes.
and I try to eat what you said, fermented food.
Yes.
Like natto, you know, when we as national Japanese, we eat fermented beans and especially like miso soup, which we drink every day.
You drink it every day?
Most of the people
Yeah.
drink it every day.
Yeah.
And that's made from fermented beans too, and like kimchi.
Yes. Delicious.
And yogurts. We try to eat. I think you should be independent and speak up more.
Agreed. I totally agree.
And if you do the right thing, I think you can stay beautiful. And we have the right to stay
That's
beautiful.
right. I agree. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you very
time.
much
It was
too.
delightful.
So